All right. We are live. Hey, hold on, everybody. This is going to be really rude. Craig, are you there? Dude, I got to go. I have to go grab my coffee. I just had a little coffee pot brewing, and now I got to go get my coffee. Just
Cool.
look at you. You look great, man.
Thank you.
You look good. You're all like, yeah, look at me, man. Let's see. I'm gonna throw this on there. All right. So we are doing. I got a few things where I thought would be kind of fun, but let me go get my coffee.
No worries.
Jeez, I really suck. Hopefully we're live. I had the hardest time. Last week was my first instance of doing a live stream, any live stream, like hosting one. So I was a little, I don't know. I'd never done that before. So it was kind of crazy. I know you do this all the time with the live stream. So you're like, hey, this is great. I think we're running live on Facebook. It looks like we're there. I have to go check out my channel on YouTube, and just to be sure that we're running live there. It looks like we are. So, all right. Life is good. I'm happy. I finally got this thing. Oh, I better mute this. There we go. All right. Sorry, Craig. The amateur hour here. All right, brother. Just for folks as well, I want to remind them is that we're going to be giving away a free digital PR. Put the link in the chat. So you can go click on that, register to win, which would be kind of fun. We'll do that at some point here during the show. But let me tell you, super happy to have my man, Craig, hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. You're on the second show of all time of this stream. So last week was a complete fuck up. So because I couldn't get to streaming set right, it was dumb. But anyway, so welcome, man. I appreciate you being on the show. Appreciate you taking some time. I wanted to. Craig and I don't know. I thought I'd scratched out some thoughts maybe of what we could talk about, but just to give a bit, I don't know. Craig and I have been, I think we first got connected. You had ordered a PR from me, and then this was probably in 2019, somewhere around in there. And then we just, have done a lot of different things for you since then, and have hooked up and just really have, I appreciate just become friends, which is good. Yeah.
It's it was. I don't even know how. I think you were just well rated on Legit, if I remember properly, and I was going through that period where I was trying to get the knowledge panel and get more exposure, brand awareness, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's try this gig and see what happens. And just getting yourself out on these things is always important. So yeah, you were a top seller on Legit, if I remember correctly, and they probably still are to this day. But
yes, thankfully, I still am. It's the look with the coffee cup, right? I got to get my. Right. Yeah. So I do have. So folks, remember though, we got a few people on live, which is kind of fun with us. And if you haven't already, be sure to click that link I threw in there. Go register for a chance to win. We'll do a drawing here a little bit later on. So. Craig, we had done some fun PRs for you, and I thought I would walk down the memory lane a little bit with some of these. There is one, and I went to try to go find, and I couldn't find it, but it was one that we had done with you, and I don't know, I'll let you, I guess I'll tee it up, and you can go deep as you want with this thing on the backstory of it. And oh, by the way, you folks that are live, you have some questions, throw them in. We'll hit Craig up with some backlink ideas and or insights, as well as digital PR stuff. But Craig, we had done a PR for you, and I thought this was freaking hilarious. It was where you had taken over a domain of a local politician, I think it was, anyway, and I know that created all kinds of stuff, but I'll tee that up and let you go deep as you want with that story.
So yeah, a very well-known politician, Nigel Farage. He was the leader of the Brexit Party. So for the UK to leave the European Union, he was the kind of leading guy. So very, very high profile, and he let his domain expire. And I'd spoken about it for a number of years at conferences, but I decided at that point I want some actual PR out of this as well, because he'd been in touch, and he's like, "Yeah, I want my domain," and he wouldn't, do anything that was beneficial for me. So I thought, "Fuck it," how else can I not monetize the domain, but how else can I squeeze every last bit of juice out of this? And I actually did have a problem locally here in the UK getting exposure on that story. Um, the papers, for one reason or another, wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. So I came to you, Randy. Can you put this out to your stuff, to your network, and eventually it got picked up by some of the local press here as well. I think because it was already a story and it was published on some news websites and stuff. I think a couple of the big publications in the UK decided to go with it as well, and I got myself some brand awareness, link juice. I got some abuse as well from Nigel Farage fans, messaging me telling me I was a scammer, and things like that. But the problem is when you deal with someone such as a high-profile character, trying to get that through the traditional old school news wires just was not happening. I even tried that Sizian or Sizing or whatever it's called. I tried to do that myself, and they kept declining it. So I decided to try and seek other people who maybe didn't have as much. I know there's rules, and I'm not suggesting that Randy just throws out any old garbage, but yeah, it was a fun story and got the desired result. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was an interesting time.
There are rules around what you can do with press releases, yes, and what you can get published. And that actually reminds me of one of the other PRs that we did for you, that we both got our uh, little hand slapped. We did that thing where you were doing I don't know if you were presenting or you were hosting. I can't remember what it was with SEMrush, and we had done something, put out a press release, and I will own it as much as you, I guess, but we kind of didn't get the complete approvals on that, and yeah.
I think for me, when I was getting PR, when I initially started getting some PR, someone came back to me and said, Craig, this is all self promotion. The articles need to be about you, not as if you're telling your story. And I think I said something like, Randy, I need the angle to be as if someone else is writing about me in my press releases. And I was invited back to SEMrush to host a webinar series, and I do the PR on it, to these websites. And normally, because I'm a lazy bastard, guys, I said to Randy, can you just fucking go and write this article? Just do your thing. And Randy went away and wrote it and said, Craig's coming back to SEMrush
Nice.
and he's doing his thing and all that kind of stuff. However, SEMrush were not too happy on us suggesting that they it wasn't suggested at all, but it could have been mistaken that SEMrush released that article. I was only trying to drive people to the webinar. I was trying to build my brand. I was trying to think of creative ways in the SEO industry of how I could be newsworthy, and gave it a shot with that. But SEMrush, to be fair, were going public at the time, and had lawyers looking at everything. And all of a sudden, the big Yahoo Finance thing comes up, and brought it to their attention, and got us in a bit of not trouble, because I think the people, the friends that I've got at SEMrush were like, Craig, it's fine. We understand it was all done in the best possible way. However,
Yeah.
don't do that again.
Yeah, here is yeah, it was this thing, and so we ended up having to do an update on, so we released it, and then all of a sudden, I mean, I'm, just this dude out here with my little team, and we're doing press releases, and all of a sudden I get, man, it was like, I remember that day, it was an afternoon, and it was like, I had some VP or of some sort from in legal from SEMrush emailing me. I had the people from Globe and AP News like, "Hey, what's going on? We're getting all kinds of stuff." And then a couple of minutes later, Craig is coming in underneath. "Oh my gosh, Randy, I'm so sorry, mate." Oh my god! And I was like, "Oh shit, this is my whole business is gonna tank here."
We got out. We got out of it though. But
We
yeah,
did. Yeah.
it's I'm pretty sure it's a lesson for everyone.
Yeah.
There, but
Yeah.
we can
Yeah, we
laugh.
had to release an update on this to essentially kinda clear it out a little bit, but, to make SEMrush people a little happier, but I thought that was funny as hell, though. Yeah.
I still did.
Um,
I did host that webinar series, by the way.
you still do or no?
No, I still did at the time.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
so the webinar series did go ahead. It wasn't enough to get me kicked off, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 that was a good one. Hey, I see that we've got, I should go look at some of these. I see one I wanted to do a shout out that's on in the audience here with us is Jesper Nissen. And Jesper, actually, I had him on the show last week as we kicked off, and just because I wanted to promote, he has a conference coming up that's actually, I'm flying out later today. Out to Denmark. It's his YACS conference, YACS, YACSS. I think it stands for Yet Another Cloud Stacking Software. I'll put it in the link. You guys can go check that out. But yeah, so Jesper's hosting a conference coming up here. I think the conference actually starts Thursday and it goes through. Well, you can register with the VIP and the other stuff. Watch through. I think through Sunday is what it is. But I don't know, Craig. I know we've talked about it. Like Denmark is like a stone's throw from where you are. Are you going to fly over and join us for a beer or a coffee or chat?
I would have, but I've actually uh, only the other day have signed up to go to another event down south on Thursday, Friday. I was still waiting. I was hoping that Jesper was going to reach out and say, Craig, do you want to come and speak? But obviously doesn't rate my accent. And I'm only kidding, Jesper. But no, I would have actually. I totally forgot, because Denmark is probably a couple of hours flight for me, and I would have loved to have popped over. But nah, I actually
Yeah.
forgot it was on. I'm going to an affiliate one down south this week. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. No, it should be fun. Holly Starks and I'm flying from Cleveland to Chicago, and then Holly and I are jumping on a plane together to fly over to Denmark. So spending some quality time with our friend Holly.
That's always fun. I think it'll be a fun event. It looks like Jesper's put together a nice lineup there, and
Yeah.
maybe you can consider me for next year, Jesper. But I think it should be fun, but also you're going to suffer what I normally have to suffer traveling all that way. It is a bitch.
Oh.
Oh man. Um,
Yeah, I was online the other day looking to see. I loved Jesper's got in the comments. I have Danish schnapps. I don't know to lure you over, buddy. Yeah,
but the thing is, I went to an event in Poland, and these guys have flavored vodka, and they don't like put it in like vodka and lemonade. They just fucking swig it from the bottle. So some of these guys have some real good drinks. So I'm sure Danish Snaps is up there.
yeah,
Yeah, I've never been to Denmark. It's somewhere I'll eventually get to, but
yeah. I haven't either. So this is my first time. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun. It's too bad. I would take my whole family over, but it's like finals last week and this week are finals weeks for my kids in high school, and so they just can't zing over. It'd be a real problem for them to get over there, but otherwise and my wife's got to hold the fort down, keep my kids in line, so you know how that is. But yeah, so hopefully maybe next year then, Craig, we'll get you over, and uh we'll get you over to Denmark and do that
yeah,
fun stuff. Um, I was remembering, so back down because this is a good story, and if I can be sure I find the right tab with this one, hopefully I can. I have a few of these kind of tiered up. Not that one. Let's see. Let me shut that one off. Sorry, Craig. Um, is it this one? Not that one. Dang it. All right. Let's look at. I keep throwing that one up, dumbass.
yeah.
Uh, Here we go. Yes, the Image King. So, and this was so. Tell us about, you guys did a contest, and I don't remember who the contest was. If it was running in front of a conference, or if it was just something you had thrown out through your channels. But this is a good story, and and ultimately, hey, I'll let you tell the outcome. But yeah,
So this one was actually in the mastermind. Um, so this is part of the story. So the reason I've got a private mastermind, and I've got Randy, and I've got a whole bunch of other guys in there. Some of them are in the chat, all good guys. So we go like, let's have a little competition. Now there was a mole in the mastermind. So the job was, within 24 hours, rank for the keyword image SEO king. And you had to put your initials on the picture and all that kind of stuff. So everyone goes for it. People are throwing out YouTube videos, they're throwing out pictures, they've got GMBs, everything. And the mole in the group was Madge, your rival. So Madge said to Terry Power something about the image competition, because Madge was obviously competing in this competition. And say he's talking to Terry Power about it. Terry Power tells Lee Witcher and Honey Witcher, who then gate crash it. So competition's all going well. We're fighting over a GMB. We've got some images up. We've got this, that, and the next thing up. So I know that Madge from Magic PR, who is going to launch a press release, I know it's going to fucking happen. Now, there's a certain period of time in the day where these guys have to get their press release in to be distributed across the things.
yeah.
So Madge is based in the UK. So he does it at 5 o'clock. Boom. Within about 5 minutes, fucking all of this stuff starts to pop. And I get on to Randy, and I'm like, Randy, when's the last time you can do it? And he went, if you send me it now, I can fucking rush it through. So Randy's went in after Madge has done his and done a press release for me for the same thing. And obviously I get links on Yahoo Finance and all the kind of other bigger,
Oh, yeah.
meatier websites. Honey Witcher comes in and she uses another rival. So it wasn't Madge or Randy. There was the other one. I'm not going to mention her name, but she left her name on it. And I'm like, who the fuck is this coming in gate crashing? And the press release said something along the lines of, I'm gate crashing your fucking competition. So they done that. And I won in the end, but it was a close run competition. But again, it was good to compete with your fellow people just for fun, but also the way that they think, how dirty they get, or how strategic they get. You know, Madge sitting there like some old dog, waiting to the last minute, thinking, I'm going to pounce and no one can fight this. So I'm thinking creatively, fuck, you know, there's a time difference here. Can I go to Randy, who's 4 or 5 hours behind, and get something done? So we done that, and obviously that got a lot of. If we look at the stats on there, I think that said something like 1,200
Yeah.
or whatever. But that was your 1,200 pickups. No, what is it? So 167. I thought it's
Yeah, yeah.
1,200.
No, how many was that one? That was, yeah, that one was 167, but we really just pounded some real premium ones on you. What did you do besides? So, because we're on the show, we want to talk kind of backlinks as much as everything else, and certainly in digital PR, we're throwing out backlinks for you guys to do a bunch of stuff. And when I'm at the Yaks conference, I'm going to be talking about not so much as how do you do the PR and what have you, but it really is like, hey, after you have your press release, what do you do with those links? And so what did you do? Because I know you did some squirrely kind of, who knows what the hell you do, right? But you did something crazy, I'm sure, with your press release links and everything else, probably in the kitchen sink as far as juicing your image link.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, some of these press releases do get picked up very, very quickly. Some of the bigger ones, Yahoo Finance and whatnot. However, to give myself the best possible chance, I done a money robot blast at the press releases. I'm guys, be careful what you're doing here.
Yeah, yeah.
But this was just a competition, money robot blast at it. Embedded the images in as many different places that I could possibly get. I also bought some niche edits to try and power up stuff. So again, I think Yahoo Finance was the final winner. Did I go and buy like 10 niche edits from
Mm.
Serpzilla? The answer is yes. If anyone asks what the hell's this? The niche edits, the cheapest chips, and I got some decent, powerful ones on there to kind of try and shove mines across, because I was aware that others were playing the same game. So yeah, I bashed some links at it, done some embeds, done a money robot blast to try and get as much of it indexed as I possibly could. Because the problem for me is that the landscape was changing. So 1 minute, who is it works with PR Newswire? Is that you or Global Newswire?
Well, I work with Globe.
So
I'm
Global,
sure. Yeah.
so Global was there. Um, was there. Then Yahoo Finance came, but it kept switching between which website was first. It wasn't always just Yahoo Finance,
Mm.
which is why I started to throw links at them, because I'm like, one of these needs to stick, because what if Madge builds links or embeds or whatever the hell he's doing? His is going to fucking pop into position one, and the reality was, it was probably I think there was other people that were doing reasonably well in it, but as far as I was concerned, it was just me and Madge that was going for it properly. So and so yeah, I was trying to make sure that everything possibly that I could do in this short period of time. I wasn't going to do guest posts or anything, that's ridiculous to do
Mhm.
that. But niche edits are low cost. and some money robot stuff was stuff that I'd done. But I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
also the big thing here is parasite SEO, if you want to call it that. I was looking to leverage some of the powerful um, placements that you can get, and leverage those for the rankings. That was the big thing at play there. I wasn't going to beat someone because I also had the image on my own website as well. So I had it in my
Right.
own blog, and I had it on Pinterest. I had it on some of those other Flickr, and a whole bunch of other stuff, but they weren't popping quite as quick. So the press releases popped almost 5-10 minutes.
Do
But
you
I was,
remember what did we link to in that press release? Do you remember?
um,
I'm gonna pull up one of the stories here. I want to see. So this was the image. Is that on the screen? Oh, hold on a second. Let me.
oh
Uh,
man, I tell you what though,
I'm
if we
gonna
look at
hold.
that just now, fucking Lee Witcher and Honey, imageseoking.com, they bought the domain name. Um, so organically, in all the search results there, their thing ranks, but the image SEO King get the royal treatment. That was Magic PR's. He's in position 3. My own website is still in position 1 for me here.
Yeah,
Yours,
this is what we threw up for you. I was just so we did the SEO case study. Maybe it was just that we threw. So you were just trying to rank the image, right? So it
yeah,
wasn't even necessarily, we weren't even linking to anything. So we just had the image out there to go link to. Do you recall? So on the image that you threw, so on that particular image right there, is that did you do any meta on the back end on the image itself? Did you do like something with the file structure on the image?
no, not on Pinterest and stuff. The answer is yes, but on the news article, no. I mean, it was down to you. You would have done it. But nah, there was
Yeah,
nothing optimized there. There was no funny stuff, embedded in that image or kind of hidden text or anything. Literally, it just says image SEO King on it and a picture of me, so that there was no mistake.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was it. So nah, nothing was, for me. I think stuffing images is a thing of the past. I don't think that's a great way to do things. I think the power of the press release there was what won that game.
yeah, 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 yeah. That was fun. Yeah, typically when we put images in the press releases, we're just doing the basic stuff, but we're not renaming files. We're not going in and doing any of the I can't remember what is it in the image files. There's a field. I don't
Exit,
know,
yeah,
like the exit field. Yeah,
yeah,
we don't typically do anything. We will put a little bit of some alt text and some description and some of that stuff that's not necessarily visible on the back end of the image, but that's essentially all that we're doing with that thing. Though we're not doing the crazy stuff. Um, yeah, yeah, that was a good contest, so that was a good win for you. I love to
yeah,
sneak up on that. All right. Oh, I'm gonna do a reminder here. So, guys, if you have some questions you want to throw at Craig, throw them up in the comments. Also, here is the if you want to register to win today a free digital PR, there's the link. It's up in the comments, so you can go click on that and have to be a part of it to win. So that'll be good. Let's see. I wanted to go hit now as well. Let me pull this one off. Boop. And then what do we have here? Not that one yet. Let's see. I know, Craig, I got so much stuff. This was a good one. I was really pleased with this because this comes. Do you remember this one? So you were recognized, let's see, as Pops. Uh, you were ranked number one as the most influential SEO of 2020, which I thought was great. So we threw that out as the announcement for you. But I think even on the back end of that was earlier we had done, and this must have been in either in 2020 or in 19, that we had done a press release on you, and I can't even remember what that one was about. But you were recognized with SEMrush, and we have a case study on this actually on our website. And you were recognized from Search Engine Journal
Oh,
as, I can't remember. I think you were number 3 on that one. I can't
yeah.
remember, but they actually pulled the snippet from one of our news articles that we had done a press release on, and they had mentioned like, "Hey, here's Craig," and obviously it must be great because he's got this great brand and notoriety, and people know him, and he's in the news or something like that. But I thought that was great. And then we got this one here on the pop. Dude, you're just the man.
It was good to beat Kyle in his own group.
On his own platform.
I mean, I won't lie. I may or may not have nudged a few friends to jump in there and vote for me, but got to do what you've got to do, right? So
Gotta
there
do.
was a bit of a fuckery going on in there, and yeah, I got sent out a whole bunch of free swag, and I've got bragging rights over Kyle, so that's got to do what you've got to do. It's a boring old game, so that's nice to have these things, and it's always good to have a little bit of a competition as well. And again,
Yeah.
it creates a newsworthy article potentially. Because what else are we going to say? Craig fucking bombs a website, crap, fucks up a GMB or whatever. There's not a lot you can talk about in the SEO space other than these kind of things. So it's good to
Yeah.
create a bit of hype and
Yeah.
all towards the building of a brand is the name of the game. So all fun and games.
And so I thought that was kind of interesting, especially because of the awards. But so your history in SEO, and I've heard your story a number of times, but maybe for those who are not as familiar, so your history, you started in SEO. Well, actually, I I probably have. At some point, you created an agency, but I think even before then, you were doing what? Maybe some affiliate stuff or something before then. I don't.
I was a really shitty web designer to start with, real
That was
shitty.
it.
Um, but yeah, done that. Started to pick up some clients. Tried to learn some SEO. Worked at home for the first 4 or 5 years, doing the whole freelance gig and trying to learn things. Then went down the client and agency route for 10 years or so, which was hard work. And yeah, then decided enough's enough. Try and escape that side of things, and try and do
So you're
more.
being so clean as you're describing the agency life. We were just at a conference together, great conference, SEO spring training. I can't even speak. Terry Samuels and his, I call it the Team Samuels, but they put on just a hell of a conference. It was so great, and Craig was there speaking, and he was much more colorful in his commentary on agency
Yeah,
life.
it's when you're in person. Just so people get a concept of this. Obviously, I'm trying to be semi clean because it's Randy's streaming, and his audience might not like the f bombs and all that stuff. But when you're in a room full of experienced SEOs who have seen you speak on a number of occasions. I don't think there was anyone in that audience I've not spoken in front of. There might be a handful of them. Most of the people I knew. I have to do something slightly different, and yeah, I was calling them cocksuckers and uh, talking about them sucking cock, client cock and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, client cock, yes.
But again, when you're dealing with a room full of SEOs who you know are primarily, a lot of them are doing client work, and trying to get them to try and think of other ways to make revenue, then sometimes you have to be a bit extreme just to get the point across. And obviously it's fun as well. And even Mike Merlino was like, fuck, dude, I want to do my talk again. He says, I can't believe the amount of F bombs that come out. Yeah. And I think there was another lady, she had something ridiculous like 224.
Oh my gosh, that gal with the unicorn, I can't remember, her name off the top of my head, but she was great. She had a great presentation. But man, she put you to shame on the colorful language. I mean, she was, like, dropping the bombs left and right. Oh my gosh, I never heard a woman she was like a drunken Scottish sailor over there.
It just depends. I mean, it's there's nowhere else for me to go. Nicole, it was, yeah.
Oh,
When
Nicole, that's right, yeah.
when you're in a room full of your Clint Butlers and Terry and you and all these other people, Holly Starks is there. You need to do something to give them some food for
To
thought.
rattle.
So
Yeah, to rattle the chain.
then
Yeah, yeah.
where else can I go from there? I'm going to have to start really calling them names the next time if I ever get an invite back, Terry. Uh, so there's no point. But Terry, for example, I've spoken in front of Terry multiple times as well. And Terry watched me speak at Rockstars in November. I can't go back and keep repeating the same presentation. I hate doing the same presentation twice. So I try and some of the stories in there may overlap, but again, it's just trying to come up with different angles to get people thinking differently. And at that one, because I had Mad Singers, and he's like, Craig, you didn't give enough actionable tips away. And I'm like, the point of me talking here was not to give actionable tips. It was to get people thinking slightly differently. Because I've shown actionable tips. I've done a lot of stuff in front of this audience before, showing them what tools I used, crazy ways of thinking and all that. So yeah, I went for a kind of mindset approach to it. So don't
That
know.
was a great I don't know, I've probably been in the audience, I don't know how many times hearing you speak and, mastermind, what have you, and, yeah, that was a great that was a great, presentation you did. I liked it. It was a good the mindset, I think that was a good definition of it. I do wanna ask you though, so back to your agency life and getting out of that, and I think, one of your if I remember, I think it was a dental client that you had that sold his practice. You had, made millions for him. And then he finally said, Craig, what the hell are you doing? Why are you making money for other people? Go do this for yourself. And that was kind of the wake up call that you said, hell yeah. And then you jumped really hard into affiliate, I think, at that point, or other kinds of things that was like doing your skill set, your practice to really make you money and not necessarily on the client side.
Yeah, obviously when a client says that to you, um, you're like, fuck, what the hell can I sell, or what can happen here?
Yeah.
Um, and I tried, a couple of other things as well. I had an e-com store selling women's clothes, and an e-cigarette store. I tried a whole bunch of stuff. And affiliate was the one that was probably easiest for me because, um, my knowledge is all based around SEO and digital marketing. So you've got to stick to what you know, rather than trying to flog women's clothes and stuff like that, because fashion apparently is not my strongest point. so, so yeah, you've got to stick to what you know. And for me, making that pivot and building a personal brand, because again, when you're hiding behind an agency, no one knows who you are. No one gives a shit who you are. Even when you are
Mm,
a personal brand, still people don't give a shit who you are anyway.
right.
But you've got to try something different. And I thought, try this personal brand shit and see where it takes you. And it's opened up a lot of opportunities. So definitely the right decision, because I think for me, 10 years of running an agency um, was about as much as my lifetime I could handle. I was getting very frustrated, and most people, if they're watching, will be like, he's fucking right. I'm frustrated. You're chasing up invoices. You're, all that kind of crap, and
Right.
at the beck and call of these people who might or might not pay you on time. It's
Yeah.
just not a nice position to be in.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a good life. We do kind of a mixture of both at this point, but it's a lot of fun. I got the link up there again. Anybody hasn't registered, we'll do this here in a few minutes. I thought this was kind of funny. Somebody up here, hey, when am I gonna bring the beard back? I don't, probably not till who was that? Oh, loud. I think that's Joe. Yeah, probably not till November, right? The
The wife
we'll
didn't
get
like
Craig. Yeah, we'll do it's the no shave November, Craig. So we'll get you to join that as well with us.
good. After about 3 days, I just look dirty. I don't suit it at all. Um, and the wife would literally have a fit. So no
Oh,
beard.
my wife hates yeah, my wife hates the beard completely. And then finally, I think I shaved it off. I was going to the, SEO at the beach or on the beach, I can't remember. One there's one that's in Europe that's SEO
On the
on
beach.
the beach, and then the one that was in Miami, I think, was SEO at the beach.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I went to the one well, it wasn't Miami, it was in Clearwater, Tampa, and, Terry was there as well, Terry Samuels. Yeah, and I'm like, "Well, hell, I'm gonna shave this beard off before I go down to Florida. That'll be crazy." Yeah, but she was happy about that. Something happened to me just this morning, before as I was kinda getting prepped. And I thought you'd get a kick out of this because when we were down in Arizona, this something similar kinda happened. All of a sudden, I got a notification from my credit card, my personal credit card that said, "Hey, did you authorize this $517 charge to Walmart?" I'm like, "What? No, I did not." How do like, shit, I had to go online for, like, 45 minutes and, like, cancel that card and, uncouple it from all of the other shit that it was plugged into, and
Fuck.
God.
So
Yes.
these fucking scamsters, it's just rife just now, apparently, with this stuff. But yeah, that was not a fun story.
Yeah.
Coming from Vegas, all relaxed, and that happening on my flight to Phoenix, and
Yeah.
shut my whole lot down. I've
Yeah.
only really just got all of that sorted out. It's taken me like a month to figure all that.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Direct
That's
debit
amazing.
bouncing, fucking new cards for every single account that was attached
Yeah,
to
yeah.
one bank. Oh, and I had to go in when I went home. I had to go in and verify who I was to get everything
Right,
unlocked.
right.
Ah, it's just insane.
Yeah,
Insane.
well, this was fairly simple, in comparison, so it was just the one card, and, I have on almost on all of my cards, actually, I have, a text alert, if something crazy goes on, or I even have it if it's a $5 more than a $5 charge to, like, notify me so that I'm like, "Ah, what's that?" A lot of times, it's my kids that are, like, charging something on Amazon or whatever, which is crazy. I'm like, "What the hell? What are you buying?" But yeah, so anyway, so I was able to shut that thing down, like, within minutes, I think, so the stops worked, but what a pain, though. Oh, what a pain. All right. Hey, I got one more story, and this is kind of fun. I love this. And this is we did a press release on this, and this was more so just about that we are doing I think I pitched it as we are revolutionizing press release marketing, but it really was a story that we 38 Digital Market that we stepped up and became a sponsor of your YouTube channel, and so that's quite fun. I think I love on this particular image here. I think this is pulled off of your YouTube channel here, with sporting the shirt. So yeah, so that was good. I'm excited that we were able to jump in and do that with you. So it's been
That's
good.
it's always good to work with people that um, enjoy working with and stuff like that. Is I like seeing other people rising as well, and yeah, it's nice. As I say, you could go out to Facebook or whatever. Does anyone want this? And you could end up with
Mm,
working with someone you don't know or you don't believe in and all that kind of stuff. But as you've demonstrated here, I came to you initially as a customer, and I just wanted my money back, and I was getting it
right.
one way or another. So I got it sponsorship, but nah, obviously when you work with people and you build up a bit of a rapport, meet them in person and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's always good, and if I can help expose your service to my audience, then it's win-win.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um, long may it continue.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's been great. I have loved being a sponsorship, and you've been just great as helping to get. Here's your channel here in case anybody is not following you. I can't imagine that anybody is not following you. I mean, what do you get? You get 118,000 subscribers now. Shoot, you're the man.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so it's a good look and good, to promo you. I mean, you really put out a ton of content. I mean, you do well multiple shows with different. Well, you have a set, so you've got the digital. What is it with Mike and Brad?
yeah,
And then you've got that's on Tuesdays, and then on Wednesdays, you've got the show with Craig or Chris, I mean.
yeah.
Um, and then I'll tell you what, I'm going to pitch your mastermind thing because shit, I can't believe how much, people. I don't have a link to your mastermind. I'd probably dig it up somewhere, but, and I don't know how much you even want to pitch your mastermind group, Craig, but there's really good stuff on that you're throwing out there on the mastermind. And I mean, dudes, we meet like 2 to 3 times a week for an hour. I love it because it's almost like SEO therapy is kind of what we call it. But it's really good discourse between people that jump on. And well, we've got a group on WhatsApp, and that is like freaking crazy to stay on top of. But
Everyone complains about the WhatsApp, but they never back out of it. They're too nosy to
I
leave.
know.
They'll
It's the fear of missing out, I think, right? It's like, "Oh, shit, what somebody's gonna drop some bomb, I'm gonna miss out on it or something," right?
That's the thing. People expect that you can drop bombs all day, every day. You can't. There becomes a period where there's just a lot of talking and stuff like that. But I think for the sessions, I'm not far off doing 200 sessions probably in the last 18 months, which I think is good. Hopefully, the sessions are broken down into specific things
Yeah,
and there's takeaways there. And I think the great thing overall is you're getting feedback from not just me. but multiple other people. Everyone's
Yeah,
got an opinion. We don't always have to agree, and
yeah,
Craig is not always right. Craig
right, right.
also has weak things, in in his locker, and I think just having people to bounce ideas around sometimes is just good. And
Right, right.
people always go, "Oh fuck," are you going to run out of things to talk about? I don't think because it's an ever changing environment. There's always going to be something to talk about, and I like the bunch of people that's in there as well. There are some rowdy ones like Joe and Mario.
We got Mario in there, the
Yeah,
mad Croatian. Yeah.
but that great bunch of guys in different mindsets and different personality types, and Joe asks a lot of questions, and you know overthinks a lot of things. So you get all sorts of different people, and if you can help
Yeah,
all of these different people collectively, then it's a good place to be. And
yeah,
again, it's it's one of those things that I enjoy it. I don't particularly want to have hundreds and hundreds of people in it. I like roughly where it's at, but people are welcome to join if you feel that you want to learn some stuff. Um, yeah, it's a good bunch of guys. So
yeah. You know what I love about the mastermind that you have, and I don't know, um is that you really do it as a mastermind. So it's, like we had a session yesterday, and you had one of the other guys kind of present and talk about doing, what they do with Facebook ads, right? And how to set it up. And then I think it was Mario or one of the guys, we walked through and actually kind of set up an ad like, hey, do this, here's the next screen, right? And so it was good stuff. But it's not, kind of to what you said, it's not just you talking and trying to present something because that probably would drive you crazy to try to go figure that out to do 200 shows of just Craig.
yeah,
But it's the guys and the people and ladies as well. There's some good, very smart folks in here. That really like contribute, and everybody's like pinging ideas and questions, and it's a really a fantastic group.
yeah, it's
I'm,
and a lot of these people you wouldn't know from Adam, and they're doing really
yeah,
good stuff. So it gives them a little bit of a voice as well to talk to people, because some of these people don't interact with SEO conferences or anything. So there's a lot of guys in that mastermind who have not ever been to a conference or hadn't been until they joined the mastermind, but
yeah,
um,
yeah,
a whole bunch of them have now been. So
yeah. Do you have I think you had mentioned, are you rebranding it? Are you going to do a push on it? What are you doing with it?
yeah, so the plan with it is I'm going to rebrand it because I stupidly called it the Craig Campbell Mastermind. Very, very creative. Um, I don't ever intend on selling it as such. However, when Traffic Think Tank sold to SEMrush, you're like, fuck, they've sold a community to SEMrush. Could I sell that to someone in the future? Is it an asset? So yes, I want to call it something, um, potentially, if I build it up.
Mm,
But I do want more people. I just think, a couple of more people in it would be good. So I'm going to rebrand it, and I'm going to change the structure slightly because I think I need to use the Mighty Networks platform more, because things are all over
mm,
the place. I've got to update a spreadsheet. We're on WhatsApp. Fucking,
right, right.
it's all over the place. And trying to scale something like that, yourself, Randy. If I got to
Yeah,
double the amount of people I've got on there, there'll be fucking chaos.
yeah,
Uh, so how do we do that? So um, I am currently thinking whether that be Discord or just don't have that and do more calls. Like people want to talk shit, like we can jump on fucking every day
yeah,
at 3 o'clock and talk shit. If that's what people want, but some people hate Discord, some people fucking hate WhatsApp, and yeah, it's just to try and keep things a bit more structured and rigid, because I've never built a community prior to this, so it's all new to me, the platform and how it works, what I like, what I don't like, um, and things like that. So it's just trying to accommodate all these different people and all their
Yeah.
ideas is never
And
good.
it's all part of kind of your what I would say is probably your overall strategy, which is building the brand, right? Building Craig Campbell, the brand, and building assets. And I think you define that very well. Building an asset within the brand so that you can peel it off if you wanted to, or do different things with it as part of the overall brand, which is great. Yeah. I wanted to hit this up real quick as well. Terry throws it out there. We've got not long. You got your own gig coming up here, Digital Unfiltered. You want to pitch that a minute?
So yeah, we're going to have our own um, conference in Vegas, 22nd to the 24th of August, Caesar's Palace. And it's the first one. But, you go to a lot of events, and I'm not going to be critical of events because I thoroughly enjoy a lot of the events I go to. But it's always the same old speakers.
Right.
And stuff like that. And there's not an opportunity for many of the other people in our community. And I think we tried to get some speakers, Steve Toth and and all that, Ryan Stewart and stuff like that,
Yeah.
to speak. But we're going to have workshops as well, and it's going to give the likes of Victoria, Lee. Well, Lee's relatively well known, but there's
Yeah.
other speakers out there who want speaking opportunities, and they can do workshops around the event. So we're going to have a 2-day event. There's 8 headline speakers. There'll be 4 on each day, and the rest of the stuff will be broken into workshops. So people like Terry Samuels. So if someone wants to learn about PR, they don't need to listen
Yeah.
to fucking Terry Samuels talking about schema. We can have
Right.
you there, Terry here, and whoever, because schema's not for everyone, PR's not for everyone,
Right. Right.
and so on and so forth. But this on the workshops, the same speakers will have 2 opportunities to speak, because we'll rotate all of the times, because you might turn around and say, well, Randy's talking at the same time as Terry, and those are the 2
Yeah.
guys I really want to hear. So we'll make sure that if you do collide in terms of timing on the first day, you won't collide in the second day, so someone can watch
Right.
you
Right.
the following day. So we're trying to do that, keep costs low as well.
This is what I've landed and just stuck here. I will tell you, this is a hell of a good deal right here. And then, so I already went. I've already got the VIP ticket. I bought that, and then because it is August in Vegas, a hotel room is cheap. I think it's like I got a $99 room at Caesars, and so I'm like, man, this is going to be a cheap conference to go to.
Yeah, I think the cost is super important. Again, it's the first event of its kind. We're not doing it to make a stack of money. It's trying to just offer something
Yeah.
different that's out there, and we can give other people such as Kazra, Victoria,
Yeah.
and stuff like that opportunities to speak, and yourself and Terry's joining, and
Yeah.
a whole bunch of other people who are established speakers. So trying to get the mix right of established speakers to sell tickets, and of course give other people the opportunity to
Right.
talk as well. So that's the plan with that. And obviously it's great to chill in Vegas, hot weather, some beers. Yeah, so looking forward to it, and
Yeah, that'll
should be
be a
good.
great it'll be a great conference. There's some guys that, I have not, connected with, like Rowan. I haven't, met him. Steve is great. Connected with him on a few different occasions. Ryan Stewart, great. Yeah, this is gonna be good. It'll be a good conference. I don't know this guy at all, actually,
He's
Kasra.
from the UK.
Mm,
So he's a younger chap, doing really well, very hungry, very enthusiastic. Not known. He's only starting to get onto the speaking side of
Good.
things this year,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he has a lot of good knowledge, and a good desire to learn. By no means the polished, experienced guy, but we can't keep hearing the same stories. As I say, we want the young, enthusiastic, whippersnappers, if you want to call them that, uh, to offer what they're seeing and what they're doing. And Kaz is doing some good stuff, and we don't want old guys like Lee Witcher on there all the time.
yeah,
It's sorry, Lee, if you see that.
yeah.
Having a big Lee
That's all
Witcher
right.
is always good.
That's all right. All right. Well, folks, jump on there if you haven't already. Here's the link again, Digital Unfiltered. Go check it out and jump in while you can. I don't know if you've got a limit on attendance under this thing or not, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be a great conference though. Looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. All right, man, you ready to give away a digital PR? Let's do it.
Yes.
I've got my list. So by the way, so folks, I don't know how long I'm going to do this. Maybe for a few weeks yet. Anyway, as we get our footing on this thing, but I'm going to give away a digital PR. So if you haven't registered, go registered. Once you do it, then you're in it. So you always have a chance to win almost every week as long as I do it. All right, so I'm going to hit a little randomizer. Based on the number. Great. And the Mad Croatian, Mario Zek, wins the congrats to Mario. Wish I had some, whoop whoop.
The hair and nails guy. How the fuck he wins everything, this guy, man. Nah.
Yeah, congrats. I even misspelled congrats. Sorry, Mario, but congrats, man. I'm the worst typist. Shit. Yeah. All right, Mario, hit me up when we'll get you a free PR out there for you. But listen, Craig, man, thanks so much for joining on the show. We're up at the top of the hour, and I know you got stuff you got to do. Another, it's rigged. But I appreciate you hanging out for a little bit, talking about PRs, some of the stuff that you've have done with your PRs and build up the brand. And you really, man, you are the blueprint for building a brand. I mean, I just kind of traveling the path with you over the last 3 or 4 years. It's just been a great journey and a great example, I think, of how to do it. So good job. Nice job.
Cheers. I appreciate it. And good luck with the live stream and all that. It's great to see you building your brand. So I'll be following closely. Make sure you
All right,
subscribe
man.
and all that, guys, as well. Help the
Yes.
guy out.
Yeah, help a brother out. That's right. All right, Craig. We'll catch you about an hour with you and Chris here shortly.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, man. Take care. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
All right. Bye.